Hello everybody. I haven't really known what to film lately, so I feel like I just kind of want to do like some chit-chatty videos, and I'm in my car right now. This is like the only way I could think to set up my camera, but I'm in my car. It is what it is. You know, y'all are gonna just have to deal with the bad lighting and everything. I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to deal with it. Oh, wow. My camera just fell. This is not going good for me. I want to talk about like my introduction to spirituality, I guess, as a way to like de-influence the girlies. Like there's a specific topic I want to talk about, so I'm not going to go too deep into how I got into spirituality, but it started from a young age because my mom was like into witchcraft and my dad was a Satanist, but they wanted to raise me as Christian, so like I saw all these connections and inconsistencies, and it kind of became like a focus of my life, I guess. Was like I really wanted to know. I've just always been interested in it, I guess, like in different religions. Like I remember as a little kid, my dad taught me about Satanism and I would like stand up for it like all the time. Like people would be like talking about it in like school or something, like as a little kid, and I would be like, no, they just worship themselves. Because I think my dad was like, I don't know, he was into Aleister Crowley and like the Doors and like rock and roll music, and he would talk about like Leviathism and stuff like that. I grew up hearing all of his stories about how he would take like insane heroic doses of like acid and stuff like that. I remember one time he told me that he like took like 10 tabs, saw like a burning bush, Satan or something like that while he was tripping. Just all these crazy stories I grew up hearing. And I remember I got onto YouTube at a very young age, and I found a lot of people online who I just like looked up to, I guess, and who were also interested in these things. And I remember finding this very specific video. If I can find it, I'll link it below. It was like a video about a guy who was talking about like vibrations and like water, and how like water can retain memory, and certain sounds and frequencies create like these sacred geometric patterns. It was just so interesting to me. I was like, there's no way that that's a coincidence. That's kind of where my interest started. And I also I kind of talked about this briefly in another video when I was in like middle school. Me and my friends would play with a Ouija board all the time, and I saw my friend get like possessed like multiple times, and she like astral projected once while she was like getting possessed because she was watching everything happen like from outside her window, and like all these crazy things. And I didn't even know like what astral projection or anything really was at that time, but there was this one spirit that we would talk to on the board all the time, and he told me about how, because we were asking like what's the afterlife like, and he was saying that there's like dimensions, and that the dimensions are, you get there by being on a certain frequency, and that different people go to different dimensions after they die. It's crazy. I just remembered this. My friend was the one who was like targeted, and was the one who was like always possessed and going through crazy things from this Ouija board stuff, because there was like a demon that would show up all the time, and we would like immediately say like goodbye, and we would like put up the board and everything. I don't even want to say like the demon's name, but we called it H because we didn't want to say its name even back then, but its name was H. We'll just say that. That demon specifically would attack my friend all the time. It was really scary, but I remember the reason why it would attack my friend all the time is because Spirit, who we went by N, we called him N. I was trying to remember. N told me and my friends that the reason that this demon kept going after my friend specifically is because she was able to change the frequency that she was on, so she could like enter other dimensions, because sometimes she wouldn't get possessed. She would just like leave her body, and like her nose would start bleeding, and it was just really crazy. Maybe we were going through like a collective psychosis or whatever, but that's also partially what brought me into such a large interest into spirituality, because I was like, this is crazy. This is not normal. The world is not normal. The world is not as everybody believes it is, because I've seen it with my own two eyes my whole life. And yeah, so that's kind of what got me into spirituality. And I went on this journey. I guess, of just trying to like truth seek and figure out as much as I could about the world. Did have like a small journey with psychedelics, I guess, but I don't really equate that to much, if I'm being honest, of the things I've learned and the things that I believe. I didn't get what other people got from psychedelics. I feel like it did open up a certain part of my brain, but I haven't had the kind of experiences that other people have. But yeah, fast forward to when in 2024 I started traveling, and I went to India on a spiritual retreat sort of situation, pilgrimage situation, and after that I went to Thailand and Japan, and then I went back to Asia because my interest in Buddhism and Hinduism had grown so much. I feel like Asia just has a lot of deep history and things, and the reason why I took such an interest into Buddhism and Hinduism is that I really knew nothing about it when I went to go leave for India. I pretty much knew nothing. I just knew it was interesting, and the person who organized the trip, I had seen some of his videos on YouTube. It aligned with a lot of my beliefs, so I started to learn about it, obviously, like Hinduism and Buddhism. There was just so much of it that aligned with my beliefs. And getting into what I want to talk about today, now that I have all this knowledge, how should I live? Like, I could give up everything, right? I could become a sadhu, I could become a monk, or something along those lines. I could give up my modern human life and give everything to like meditation and spirituality and spiritual practice, or I can remain a modern human who wants to experience modern human things, which is ultimately what I think I've decided for myself. I mean, clearly I still work a job, I travel, I have not given up a whole ton of modern human luxuries for spirituality. I haven't done that, and I don't really think I plan to. But in the journey of that, you have to kind of find a balance, and this is something that I believed in and was working on in my own life, kind of in like an unconscious way, honestly. And a big thing for me was balance, which it actually turns out is a huge topic in Buddhism as well. And like I said, I'm not an expert on any of this stuff, so I could be wrong, but at a certain point in Buddha's life, he gave up everything. Like, he gave up food, he gave up sleeping, he gave up all of these things. Eventually, you know, this isn't right. Like, I need food, I need these necessities to stay alive. And from what I've heard, after that, he went directly the opposite and was living a life full of luxuries. He was being taken care of, every need fulfilled. And then I think, I could be wrong, like I said, but after that, I think he found a balance. And a big part of it for me has been, you know, with like the economy and everything like that. Like, I still live with my mom, even though I'm 24, because I have a good situation here. You know, I pay a certain amount of money to my mom every month, whatever. I pay my car insurance. I don't have a lot of things that keep me tied to the country I live in or the state or anything like that. Like, traveling for me would be a lot harder if I had rent to pay every month, especially because I still work in like food service or whatever. Like, I dropped out of high school. If I'm being honest, I just don't have a lot of motivation to do it because I've just found so much balance in my life. Like, I have given up a lot of modern luxuries, I feel like. But yeah, a part of the balance of my life has been living here. You know, I have a bed, I have a kitchen, I have everything you could need in this house. There's really no reason for me to leave it other than if I wanted to follow the path that we went to school for. You know what I mean? Like, we go to school and we're told that this is the path you take in life. I don't know if this is making sense, but there's no reason for me to leave. It's easy. I get to live with my family, I get to travel, I get to save money, and it's led me to a life that I enjoy. I don't spend a bunch of money going out and partying. I don't spend a bunch of money on unneeded luxuries, you know. I usually just make groceries. I very rarely go out to eat. I haven't given up everything in my life. I work for money so that I can go travel. I go shopping sometimes. I like to go thrifting a lot and get thrifted clothes. Every once in a while I'll spend money on a video game. I do play video games. You know, I don't live a life that is completely empty of modern day human entertainment and luxury. Like, there's things that I don't need that I want, that I partake in. There's a balance to it. Like, I don't get my nails done anymore. It's just the balance that I've found, you know? And I know to some people this is gonna sound like duh. Like, literally duh. But I think certain people would be surprised how influenced people are nowadays, how easily influenced, and women are targeted so specifically on this, like, especially with the insane beauty standards of today and how expensive it is to achieve it, like baddie culture. Like, and the thing is, I don't want it to seem like I'm giving like pick me or anything like that at all, because like I said, I partake in a lot of this stuff. I have spent hours taking selfies before. I have a lot of vanity in me, but I know so many women who feel the need to spend their entire paycheck on being pretty, on achieving this crazy unrealistic beauty standard. And this isn't even where I was expecting this video to go at all, but I guess it's just the natural progression of what I'm talking about. One of the things I live my life by, but you won't find the beauties of life in an online shopping cart. You just won't. And I do know a lot of people who struggle with that a lot. Like, I know a lot of people that I know are like, oh, how do you save money? How do you do this? And I'm like, I just buy the things that I need and limit the things that I want. And it doesn't lead to me living some kind of horrible life or anything. Like, I'm able to travel. I'm able to do the things that I want to do with ease because I control my desires. I'm able to do the things that I actually really desire. Like, I'm able to save money on experiences and the things that I'm interested in life, like spirituality, going to Asia and experiencing these other cultures and things, criticizing it at all. I'm just saying what has brought me peace in my life is balance. The pressure and the influence of social media and things like that, like, people have just gotten so lost, I feel like. But that's why I'm saying, like, I'm not saying that this is like bad, like anybody who does this is like bad or something, because it's been pushed on us. We've been raised like cattle. We've literally been raised like cattle. From the day that you go into school, you are being taught how they want you to be as an adult. You know, don't step outside the box. Listen blindly to what we are pushing at you. Fall in line. You know, we literally have been raised like cattle, and right now they are pushing materialism more than I think that modern humans have ever seen. We have fully given in to this lifestyle of lust and materialism, and our values on like family, religion, spirituality, kindness have kind of become a secondary thing. And in my experience, the most fulfilling things that I've ever done were things that I worked hard for and suppressed my otherworldly desires for. Like, even with traveling, like, that's how I quit drugs, was traveling. Like, I had already quit, like, Suboxone on my own. I went to Kratom, and when I let go of drugs, like pills and stuff like that, once and for all, was when I went to India. I was like, I took my last Kratom dose right before I got on the plane, and I was like, that's it. I'm not bringing it to India. I don't want to deal with that. And I withdraw it on the plane. I withdrawed like my first like 2 or 3 days there, and I just gave it up because what was on the other side was worth it, and I was finding balance. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just something I wanted to talk about. I don't know which lighting's better. I feel like the other one is, but it's hot. And I'm getting really hot and sweaty, so I think I might be done talking about it. If the things I've been saying genuinely make you happy, like, you know, getting your nails done, something simple like that, if that makes you really happy, I'm not saying don't do that. All I'm saying is find your balance, because your life's purpose is what matters the most, and I think that people deserve to do what's fulfilling for them. You know, I was born in a country in the West. My currency is very strong. My passport is strong. I don't see the need in all the things that are being pushed at me. I would rather take those luxuries, those things that I've been blessed with. Like, it is such a blessing, geological blessing, to be born where I was born, and I feel like I want to use that to do good things and to follow the interests and the questions that I've had my whole life. I would rather spend my money and my energy on those things versus what TikTok shop tells me I need, you know? I don't know, just some of the things I've seen online is just crazy, especially on TikTok nowadays. Like, TikTok shop just shouldn't even be a thing. I could keep talking and rambling for so long, but I feel like I've made my point. And whenever I make these videos, I never upload them because I feel like they're always so disorganized and I don't know what I'm really trying to get at as I make the video. But I hope this one goes up, because it's something I've been wanting to talk about for a long time online. I hope the advice serves people well. I don't know. Other than that, the real purpose of this video is just to kind of introduce anybody who watches my channel or ends up watching my YouTube. Just kind of, I want to show myself better, I guess. Get so quiet and timid on camera. I just want to share my life, I guess. Share this interesting perspective that I've been given on life, you know, being raised by a Satanist and a witch and like going through all these crazy possession things when I was younger, and psychedelics and spirituality, and feel like I've just taken an unorthodox way of life. I have really enjoyed it. I want my channel to be more purposeful than it has been, I guess. More intentional. There's no point in making these videos if I'm not being myself and sharing the things that I feel. What I want to do right now, I just want to sit down and talk and talk and talk and talk so that the people who watch these videos know why I'm here, why I'm making videos. So I still haven't figured it out entirely myself, but I do know that at the end of the day, I just want to help people, because when I was younger, I dealt with a lot of trauma that I want to go deeper into. That's why I say that I kind of brushed over the why I got into spirituality, and I've been through a lot basically, and for a very long time I was very nihilistic, I feel like, and for lack of better words, I wanted to unalive myself. For a long time I was living a really bad life, and I had a really bad head, and I dealt with a lot of mental ailments, and you know, this is controversial. I mean, I have been to therapy. It didn't work for me. I've been to therapy, I've tried medicine, I tried all of these things when I was younger, and none of them worked. They all made things worse for me. And what really helped me was spirituality, purpose, discipline, kindness. Making one of my biggest morals in life, being kind, has helped me so much. Knowledge, being open to it from strangers. There's so many things, and I have always said, ever since I unlocked this joyous presence, this happiness inside of me that is even there even when I'm struggling nowadays. Whenever I go through all of these emotions, it's always there in the back. Like, I feel like I am always happy, and it's so hard to navigate and untangle how I found that. And I've always said that, or I used to say that, when I found this inside of me, that it feels impossible to show it to other people, because if you had told me back when I was struggling so bad, like, oh, there's a better side, there's this, I would have been like, yeah, right, sure. Like, I've always said that it's something that you have to find yourself. But when I look back, there's so many little things, little people online and things that kind of pushed me into this that I'm not sure I would have ever found if I didn't grow up watching these YouTube channels and things. I don't know if I would have found this joy inside of me, this presence and comfort, I guess. And I guess that's probably the main reason I want to be on YouTube, is I really want to help other people find what I have found. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this yapping video of me dying of sweat in my car with bad lighting. I'm sorry. I tried my best, okay? I would love to have a conversation with whoever watches this, so comment down below and leave a like if you liked the video and subscribe. But yeah, I'm gonna go because I'm really hot and I feel like I've yapped too much, so